Hello and welcome to Tenerife. So yes, currently I am at Tenerife. So some people might say Tenerife, Tenerife, or Tenerife, depending on which country you're from and what language you speak. Tenerife or Tenerife is one of the islands of the Gran Canary Islands, which is part of Spain. And this is a last minute trip for me. This was booked 2 days ago because we just needed a break from the very cold pole. And the only reason why I selected this place is because of the Ed Sheeran song, which is Tenerife Sea. And there are a couple of islands in the Gran Canary Island, but this is the one that I wanted to go to, just because of Ed Sheeran. And I am seeing a lot of people from UK and other European countries. I don't really see a lot of Asians, maybe because it's not very interesting for people from Asia, especially if you're near Southeast Asia or if you're from Southeast Asia, because we do have a lot of islands in Southeast Asia, and it's a bit warmer in there. So the temperature in Tenerife is probably the perfect weather to live, because it's not too hot like in the Philippines, but it's not cold like in Poland and other parts of Europe. You don't need to wear winter jackets. Now it's December 2nd, and the temperature on land is probably 24, 25, but the water is a bit too cold. I tried to dip my toes in the ocean, but it's very cold, probably around 16, and it's not something that I can, swim in. That's just too cold for me. I'll be here for 8 days, and I'm really excited to see other parts of the island as well. Something that's very interesting to me is how black the sand is, because in the Philippines we do have white sand or even like light brown, but here the sand is black, and it's because they have a volcano nearby. Yeah. A lot of people are still swimming those because I think for them it is warm. But it's not too warm. It's a bit chilly, and it could get a bit chilly, especially at night or early in the morning. So it's really not hot. But yeah, it's a very lovely day, and I am going to see how things are gonna go for the whole trip.
Charge phone.
Come a little closer, I wanna dance with you. Everything's moving slower, I don't know what it is you do. I've been looking at you all night, trying to figure you out. I just wanna make you smile. Hold your hand in my hand, looking at the sunset. Man, you're looking good tonight. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Falling in love. You set my wheels in motion, I'm going crazy for you. Eyes blue like the ocean, I can see you want this too. Cause you've been looking at me all night, trying to figure me out. I just wanna let you know, and I ain't playing no games. Baby, you won't change, I only want you. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down.
We hit the jackpot with this one because we only paid $600 per person for 8 days. This was booked 2 days before the trip, and that's why there was a last minute deal, so we just grabbed it. My first ever all-inclusive trip, so it was very exciting for me. We started from Poland to Tenerife, and in the email they did not indicate what is our flight number, but they just put there what is the time of our flight. and what is the airline. So that was like a whole guessing game. Anyway, we stayed at Allegro Isora. We also did not get to choose which hotel we're staying at. That was part of the package. It included everything from airfare to hotel accommodation, airport pickup, all meals, all snacks, certain drinks, and all activities in the hotel. So it was really, really convenient. The internet speed was incredibly good, and I was not able to do a room tour because I was working most of the time, but we stayed in like an apartment style. So it has a bedroom, a living room, a kitchen, so basically, and a balcony, everything that you would probably need for an 8-day stay. Every night they would do some kind of activity, but this was the only night that I was able to sit for a long time and take a video. They do have like children's hour, party time, just different theme every night. So it was really fun. I was also not able to film the buffet, but the food was really, really good. There's a lot of seafood, different varieties every meal. It was very enjoyable and it was really worth it. But I do have like a photo of, or a video of what I ate at some point during this trip. And the location was perfect because it was walking distance to this black beach. They call it the El Diablo. So the black sand, it's just very near to the Allegro Isora hotel. Although if you don't want to go out, there's also a swimming pool that you can lounge in at the hotel. But I went on a lot of trips outside, and there were a lot of shopping centers or shops nearby as well. So this was a very cool location. I forgot what day was this, but at some point we rented a car for 60 euro for 8 hours and we drove up to the Tiede National Park. So the Tiede mountain is a volcano, and this is the highest peak in the Tenerife island, and also the highest peak in Spain. And I think this is the third tallest volcano in the world. This cliffside drive was not my favorite. This was really scary. I was not breathing. I was not speaking inside the car because of how scared I was. If you were riding a bus, I'm pretty sure that it would be scarier because you would literally see the bottom of a cliff. But once we reached the higher elevation, the roads were better. And also there was another way that you could go to the Tiede mountain without driving through the mountain cliff. But we did not know that. But of course, after visiting the national park and we were getting back, we took another route. So every rocks is dark because yeah, this is a volcano. This place is a volcano place, and these are lava. So it's a very big national park. You don't have to pay to come in, but it would be very advisable for you to have your own car because the buses getting here are not a lot, and it's quite a challenge to commute to this place. So there are also a lot of points where you can stop and take photos. So that's why it's better to drive your own car. But remember that you must be a good driver because the road, the highway, like at the side of the mountain, was very, very challenging. It was such an anxious drive for us. But once you get to the top, it gets a little better. So there are a lot of rock formations and they look very interesting. See, this is an example of a viewpoint. So you can park your car safely, get out and take photos. We are now at the Tiede National Park. So it's a very big national park, and the main center of attraction is the El Tiede Volcano. So we still have a few kilometers drive to reach the point of the El Tiede Volcano or the El Tiede Mountain. But we've been driving for a few kilometers from the entrance of the national park to here, and it's really, really beautiful. It's very different. It looks something like in an alien world, at least for me, because I grew up in an island where everything is green. And here it's just rocks formations, lava. The vegetation is always short, like the plants are short and on the ground, so there's really not a lot of shade. But the temperature here is very windy. It's very cold. It's 8 degrees. But when we started at the hotel, it was 24 degrees. So make sure to keep that in mind if you're driving up to the El Tiede mountain. And there are buses that would come here, but there are very, very few. So it is really better to rent a car and drive yourself. So yeah, it's a very nice day. Very windy and very chill. But we're very excited to reach that mountain. It's very, very tall. It's the highest mountain in all of the Canary Islands, and it's the highest peak in Tenerife as well.
It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing, it's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. I wanna kiss you before the sun goes down. It's what you're doing, making me feel like I'm falling. And when you're moving, I can hear my calling. There's no one else here that I see but you. It's what you're doing that's making me feel like I'm falling. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love. Yeah, I'm falling in love.
We spent over an hour at the El Tiede National Park, but I did not get to film when we were out of the car because it was really too cold and my jacket was very thin. So my hands were freezing and I just was not in the mood to take videos. The restaurant at the park was full of tourists, so we just decided to head back to the city center and just have lunch there. We avoided the cliff drive this time, but we encountered another anxious situation because of how thick the fog was. This was around noon, but it was very foggy and it was very hard for us to see the other cars approaching. But good thing that we were able to arrive at the city center safe and sound, and we were able to explore more of another place called Santa Cruz. So after El Tiede National Park, we drove for an hour, and now we are at Playa Las Teresita. So this is in Santa Cruz, and this is the only playa or the only beach in Tenerife that has white sand, and only because it's fake. Well, it's real sand, but they got it from the Sahara Desert. It's nice. The water is still cold, but yeah, it's still okay. I'm not gonna go for a swim though. So it's finally the weekend, and that means that I am free. I will not be attached to my laptop, And today I am going to Los Gigantes. So Los Gigantes is a popular resort town here in Tenerife, and its major attractions would be its lava cliffs. So it's very high and very wide, and a lot of people go there to see these cliffs. I was here yesterday. You can see it in the background. I'm on my walk to Los Gigantes. So I am now in Los Gigantes. So this is like a 2-kilometer walk from the hotel that I'm staying at. So Los Gigantes is popular because of its very tall cliffs. They call it giant cliffs. So that's the name, Los Gigantes. And it's a 10-kilometer stretch of lava cliffs. It's a bit hot. It's now almost 1 o'clock, and it's starting to get really hot, like in the Philippines. Yeah, but it's still a nice day to walk. I've seen a lot of people without t-shirts walking, and they're also walking with their pets and their kids. So yeah, it's a nice day, and it's a nice place as well. So there are people here that are swimming. Yeah, there's no sand, so it's basically rocks, cliff, and then boom, water. You can walk in these parts. They're nice.